How do you make a junkyard car run and drive?
With nitrous.
Ah!
On the first episode of Roadkill, we let a dart determine our destiny. And now that we're at episode 11 and we're fresh out of ideas, we're going to do that again.
It's a guaranteed formula, can't lose.
Yeah.
See, we're going to Houston for a drag race, but we figured if we're going to a drag race, we should drag race. And so we're going to buy a car somewhere in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, New Mexico kind of area, drive it to Houston, and race it. Okay,
right, so Houston, right?
Okay. Who's throwing the dart?
You are. I'm still missing eyebrow from the last time we did this.
No.
How much do you like your eyebrows?
Oh, brutal. Ready?
Yep. You suck really bad at throwing. Oh my God, you're in the Gulf of Mexico, dude.
Oh, perfect.
We're not buying a boat, so let's try this again. Height was pretty good. You landed on Hawaii. Okay, let's try this again.
Let's do it.
Dude, that was dead centered in Texas.
Really? So we're there?
Austin.
You totally stuck me. Do it. Oh, that really does hurt.
There's some hair on there.
I thought you were kidding last time.
Ew.
So you're thinking if we went to Austin, we could get something junkier and fix it more?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see what's available.
Craigslist, here we come.
The dart hit the map in Austin, but when I started looking around to figure out what we were going to do in Texas, there was a guy on my Facebook page who recommended CTC Auto Ranch in Denton. And so we're going to head about 3 or 4 hours north and check that out. We hit this junkyard. I think we need to get something that runs and drives. I don't think we can do any crazy engine swap or anything.
Let's find a really great car without an engine and a really great engine in a car we don't want.
We don't have time.
Dude, we proved we can do it in the snow if you give us 3 or 4 days. There's no snow here.
If we plan for one, we'll take 3.
Yeah,
we're good.
There's no snow here, so cut that time in half. Let's find a car on top of other cars stacked up.
Let's get the bottom one.
Yeah, let's make this as difficult as possible.
There it is, right there. Junkyard next to a drag strip.
Paradise.
Absolute nirvana.
Oh my God, it's
Look at
almost
that.
all old sheet metal.
This is gonna be good.
All of a sudden, I see a drag strip, which gets me fired up. And then acres of cars. I mean, more vintage iron than I've ever seen in one spot in my entire life. And if I had a lot of money in a big ass trailer, I would have taken most of it home.
55 Fairlane, 63 Chevy.
I like the Ranchero.
78-ish.
Look at how complete they are. Look, all the chrome, all the glass, the steering wheel's still
Gremlin
on it.
Dude, Gremmy.
That was on the
59
website.
Chevy.
That was on the website, dude.
65 Biscayne.
Pinto.
Oh, man.
Pinto. Want the Pinto.
When we got to the ranch, we met Alan Williamson, who is one of the owners of the place, and Finnegan had called ahead and talked to him so that we knew he was cool, we knew he was down with our program, which was that we had to buy a car, fix it in 24 hours so that we can hit the road, drive 300 miles, and compete at an NMCA race in Houston, where we're also going to hang out with a bunch of our buddies from Hot Rod Drag Week.
What have you got that's complete that maybe ran when parked?
You know, as far as most of this stuff that's right in this immediate area here, if you want, we'll go out there and look around.
Yeah,
I'll show you what I
let's check
have,
it out.
and then you can go on your own and see what you can find.
I've actually never been to a yard like this because I'm used to junkyards where everything is stripped. You know, you don't find a shoebox Chevy with windows in it. You know, that stuff's long gone at the places I've been to. I mean, it had Trans Ams, Camaros, Plymouths, Chryslers, Ford Chevys, everything from late 30s on up to the 80s. It was all there, you know, and mostly intact, which was awesome. Here's a trend that never really took off. Bondo flames. Graphics that someday fall off your car. Awesome.
You start to walk through the ranch and you see one big yard and then another and then another, and then behind those trees there's even more. We could have spent at least a few days just rummaging through there finding project cars that we needed to have.
The actual shopping was frustrating. We spent probably an hour walking this place, and I'm looking at all these cars that are missing everything. One's got a motor but not a tranny, one's got a tranny but not a motor, one's missing all the suspension, and I always have this feeling that we should stop now and buy something and get working on it, but I'm gonna miss something even better just over a hill or, you know, behind a bush or something, because there's cars everywhere. All right, well, we don't have time to roam 35 acres.
I have a car that we use for just fiddling around, running, looking and stuff. Why don't y'all get in the car?
Yeah,
Jet around.
drive us
Perfect.
around.
Drive everywhere.
Cool.
Point
See
out the
what I
ones.
got?
Yeah.
We checked out the sea of really, really cool sheet metal out here, and the bummer is that all of those cars are either rotted into the ground or have no engine, or there's some fatal flaw that means that we either can't afford it or he won't sell it to us or it won't run. So we've narrowed it down to this Olds, that Mopar, that Chevy, and that Pontiac, and we got to decide among them right now. The Olds we've pretty much blown off. It needs a little bit too much. And I think basically we're not excited by it. This is a 67 Barracuda. No door handles, no dash, no wiring, no carburetor, no seats, no glass. So
No problem.
What was the upside?
No problem. Okay, so this one, it's already got headers, already got an aluminum intake on it. It looks like at one point it was a little speedy.
I get what you're saying. This is the most performance oriented, but
Right.
what do we do about a gas tank, glass?
We're at a junkyard. There's gas tanks here.
In 24 hours, we need to be driving away from here. And I doubt they'll let us work all night, and we have no light.
We haven't even asked yet.
Yeah.
You never know. I wave $10 or $12 in front of them. You never know, dude. We may own this place. All right, so if not the Barracuda, then sell me on the Pontiac. I think you're
I'm
in love
not
with.
completely anti-Barracuda. I'm just thinking that the Pontiac or the Chevy are going to be easier to get running.
But this is more pimp than performance, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I'm agreeing with that. There we go. Radiator.
Ran when parked, huh?
Yeah.
Let's look at the Chevy.
I wanted to go with this 66 Chevy because the guy knew that it had run, and yeah, it was clapped out and gross. It had mouse turds in it and stuff, but I just sort of had faith that it could get there. And I knew that we were going to be able to fix a small block Chevy anywhere with any rubber bands or duct tape that we had sitting around. And I thought we'd be able to turn the key and hit the road. I do like this because of my whole kink on the Dirty Mary Crazy Larry movie, where they had the 66 Impala at the beginning.
That car was blue.
Yeah, and it wasn't a sedan either, but I can dream.
I like the challenge of making the Barracuda run.
You want to make it decide between these on price? Want to see what he'll take for that?
Oh yeah, we may not even be able to afford these.
Right. So negotiate. You're better than I am.
All right, Alan. I am not a greedy man.
No, you're not.
I'm not. I've already spent a lot of money on plane tickets getting here.
Yeah.
And that's your problem.
That's my problem. Yeah.
I've already said you got nice boots on.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you very much. Yeah.
Okay. I like your hair. You got a good tan.
Yeah.
I feel close to
Old
you.
buddy, old pal.
I feel close to you. What am I looking at for this ugly
Ugly piece of
steaming
crap.
pile
Yeah.
of junk
That's right.
that is taking up a valuable space in your yard?
Yeah.
Think of what you could put here.
Space for you.
I do about 4,000 on it without the glass.
Ooh,
We're gonna have to just
that's
lower your expectations a little.
What you got in mind?
We're gonna have to put a carb on it. Not cheap.
so we need a carburetor.
Carburetor, wiring,
Yep.
plumbing for the gas tank. We need a
Right.
seat. It's worth $2, right?
Oh yeah, I'd do that for sure.
Yeah, 2. 2's good. 2 plus all the parts we need to put it back together.
Right.
If you can get us the windows like in, so they don't fall out at 78 miles an hour, which would be top speed for this thing.
Yeah.
$3,000. What do you think?
I can't do it.
No, not for 3.
Do it.
About 3,800 is the best I can do on this one.
Yeah. So what he's saying is this is worth this is worth twice as much as the actual Impala.
Why don't we do this?
Uh-oh.
Wait.
Wait.
Why don't we try to get them started and see which one's
Startable?
startable?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
If the engine
You do that
turns
for us?
over, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but we can't afford that regardless.
Hey, you cheapskates.
We may have to walk away from this one.
Yeah, I know. It's
I may be so
disappointing.
offended about the CUDA we just leave altogether. Come on, baby. Crank to life. Daddy needs a Mopar. Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm telling you, dude, we can make this run.
I'm warming up to the notion.
Here's what I say, dude.
Huh.
We'll give him his $3,800, but we want the glass in the car, and we need another seat. We'll make the rest of it happen on our own. So when buying a car from an auto ranch, you got to expect the carburetor's probably going to fight you a little bit. So I was smart enough to order a Holley 750 double pumper with mechanical secondaries.
And you just don't go anywhere without your cheater set up.
Hello, friend. Oh, I've missed you. I like that we have 24 hours to make a car we've never seen run, and we're putting nitrous on it before we even check the motor.
Gotta have your priorities straight.
Perfect.
Doesn't smoke. I say we're good to go.
That sounds all right.
We got it to run pretty good. We decided we're gonna give it our best shot because we always have a fallback plan, which is the Chevy. So they just forklifted it over to the shop and they're gonna help us work on it. They also said we could stay here all night long, and I'm thinking that's gonna have to happen.
The really funny thing about this is we're 4 hours into this deal, and all we're accomplishing right now is making the engine run for more than 8 seconds so that we can put the trans in gear to find out if the car even moves. And if it doesn't move, we've got to go back to the junkyard and pick out another car and try that again. Because nothing in this whole place, we're sure, will run under its own power.
The first thing Finnegan did was stripped the carburetor fitting. Can I blame you for that, or is that not cool?
You lie a lot on video.
Can I blame China? How about China? When you pay Rad Rides by Troy and you give them $1 million to build a hot rod and you wonder why, this is why. They're not working in a barn in 24 hours with Chinese-made parts.
Sure, they have fame and glory and money in their pockets and happy wives and children that like them. But they're not having this fun. Not at all. Enter to win $5,000 by providing feedback and taking our survey. I think the odds of us winning should be pretty good after we spent this much money. It's almost as tall as I am. $800 to basically find out if the car will even move. What do you think? Is it gonna move?
Of course.
The only issue here is you plumb that to a fuel line that's going to nothing.
Yeah? Where would you like it to go?
Some sort of gas can.
Which we did not acquire, and we don't have the gas either.
We have no can or a gas. We could wish it to, life.
Yeah, we could.
Do we even have a jack? Man, I hope this thing moves forward and backwards.
Is backwards actually a requirement?
That might actually be a little greedy on our part.
Okay, hopefully we're gonna fire it up now, make it drink out of this gas can. Sounds good.
Happy. Come on,
Reverse.
baby. Yes!
Yes!
That's reverse. No noise.
And drive.
Forward! I take back everything I said about this place. You
And
can
then
get a
first-
quality automobile here.
We're good. Wait, let's see, will the brakes stop it? No, no brakes.
We're not going around the block without brakes.
No, we need brakes. It's about midnight at the auto ranch, and we've had big victories with the engine and the transmission, and so we're gonna call it a night and go get some rest. It's first thing in the morning on Thursday, and we thought we should attack the brakes first, since we got the engine working, the transmission working, but no brakes.
It's not first thing in the morning anymore.
It's not?
No, it's about lunchtime.
Are you saying we're behind schedule?
A little bit.
What are you working on? Start at the top.
Okay, stuff I can see right away. Put oil in, buy an oil filter. New ignition switch needs to go in. Get another radiator that doesn't leak. Headlights, glass, brakes, gas tank, seats, shifter, tires if possible.
Exhaust?
I'll just cut it off.
Yeah, cut exhaust.
Yeah. We should stop the list now.
Because it's only depressing?
It's really getting overwhelming.
Oh, outside door handles.
Oh, that just put it over the edge, dude. We can't make this now.
So that's our list, and it's Thursday at 11. We need to leave in 8 hours. We'll be
There's
fine.
no way in hell that's happening.
Our problem is this seal for the filler into the tank is junk, but video producer Clint had a genius idea. We went and cut this piece of radiator hose and slipped it over the fill neck, and it's gonna make a perfect seal into the hole in the top of the tank.
Probably the best part about being at CTC Auto Ranch here in Texas is that when we needed a part, we could just go out back here and find it. So I found our transmission kickdown mount there for the carburetor. We didn't have a seat for our car, so they grabbed this 69 Valiant out of the yard, rolled it in here, ripped out the bench and the seat belts for us. And I don't know if you can see this right now, but this is actually an ultra rare factory lightweight drag car with transparent aluminum quarter panels. Very valuable.
What's our next big expense is my concern.
We need rear tires. We'll take the 2 best of the 4, stick them on the front.
Yeah, the rears are better, so we'll throw those on the front, but then...
Cut the exhaust off. That solves a lot of the issue back there. It does need rear shocks.
Oh, yeah, because they're completely topped out.
Yeah, well, and the one is bent, so...
Oh. We're completely out of money.
We're never out of money. We have Amex. We'll just be in a lot more trouble when we get back to work.
Right.
And find out what we spent. I'm going to cut the studs. Let's go back to work. Run out of daylight.
I was really torqued up about the glass on the car. I was concerned the drag strip would not let us run without it. We had to have a windshield at least, and the glass guy shows up and he wants like $500 to install glass that's sitting right out there in the yard. And that wasn't a good moment. We were standing around waiting for this guy to come down on the price, which he finally did. But then we find out that 67 CUDA glass is different than 68 or 69 CUDA glass in the sides. The doors are a little bit different. And what a pain in the neck. And you know what? Coupe glass is different than fastback glass. So we're just screwed on the side windows. Here's where I'm stupid. After we figured out that the 68 glass wouldn't fit the 67 doors, we reinstalled the 68 glass in the 68 doors and installed the 68 doors on the car because I thought we had to have it. And it looked so stupid. We couldn't live with ourselves. Our junkyard car didn't look cool enough with blue doors and white paint. I just couldn't have it. So then Finnegan calls Jeff Lutz, who's standing in Houston at the drag strip where we want to race. Why we didn't do this a day ago, I don't know. And he goes, Lutz, can you talk to the tech guy and find out if they'll let us run without windows? Guy goes, yeah. 7 o'clock. We have to leave in an hour, right? Is that what I said?
No. 5 hours from now, the drag strip next door closes.
So that's our new bogey?
New goal. If we get it running in 4 hours, we can go make a lap over there.
Does it have to have brakes?
No.
We could not find junkyard taillights, and so I'm using magnetic trailer lights, which won't magnetize.
It's 9:30. We've got about 2.5 hours until the drag strip closes. We're gonna fire off the motor for the very first time on the stock gas tank. And the potential for that thing to turn brown right now and look like the bottom of a fish tank, very high. So go ahead, hit it. There, we got gas. Yeah! Alternator works.
Cool.
Right on.
I was about ready to pack the wheel bearings and I noticed that we got the race spun in the drum, which is really ungood. Not sure how we're gonna fix that just yet. Probably knock it out, stake the back of it or something. Right?
Huh?
There's an old farmer's trick that you can do where you take a punch and you smack the machine surface where the race goes in, and it makes little dents and little lifted areas of metal around the dent that reduce the inside diameter of the race journal so that the race can pound in again. And so this guy, James, who works at the auto ranch, who has been super helpful and who is the master of the junkyard repair, shows up, he knows this trick like that, and dials us in.
So we gotta bleed the brakes, fix all the water leaks, wire the taillights, cut something off the floor of the car so that bench seat that we robbed from another car will fit, make sure the shifter works, drop it on the ground, and try and run it.
We're leaving tomorrow night sometime, 24 hours from now, if at all.
Time for bed. Let's go.
Okay.
Did it sound like we were going to bed together?
The cure-all. Ah, that makes me feel better. Nitrous.
Ventilated, sealed.
At this point, there's the possibility that after all this work, we're going to try and drive it around the block and the transmission will just be garbage. It spun the wheels on the jack stand. That doesn't mean it moves the car.
Dude, don't talk about it.
There's just the possibility.
We have a chrome air cleaner, okay?
Oh yeah, we'll be good.
Car's fine.
We got the car completely running, everything was coming together, and the brakes didn't work. It turns out that all of the little tiny line was just packed with goo. I ended up taking the entire brake system apart. The metering valve, the prop valve, chingus, cramming wire through it, air, carb cleaner, nightmare. Even though we're not gonna get any test runs in Houston, we're still going to be able to run across the street over here at North Star if only I can make this junk stop.
I think all that's left to do is bleed the front brakes and see if she'll drive down the street. Maybe even do a burnout.
You know, there's a moment at which you think no amount of duct tape is actually going to get you on the road with this car. And then there's that moment where you fire it up and put it into gear and head out for your first test drive. And at this point, Finnegan and I are just giddy. And we pull out in front of the yard, drive around a couple of times, and I swear we're not in the car 30 seconds before Finnegan's on the wood, and this thing lays patch for a half a block.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah! Dude! Yeah!
Oh, dude, it's spunky.
And it smells like rubber in here. You know, 3 trips around the block is good enough proof for a junkyard car, so what do? You head straight to the drag strip. North Star is a really cool little track. It's an 1/8 mile, which is unusual for me, but nice place. The people there are fantastic. Can't say enough about the whole crew and how they treated us there. Finnegan goes up there to make the first pass on motor. .906, and I instantly whip out my phone and do the math to convert it to like a quarter-mile time, which is language I understand, and it's a 14:20. And I am just completely over the moon at this point, because 14:20 means that I can spray this thing into a 12-second car, for sure. It's 11:30, and I don't think we're racing in Houston unless we get there at like 9 or 10, which means we got a cannonball.
Let's get the hell out of here. Our really old and dry-rotted tires are self-ejecting the treads now.
We heard something smack the inside of the quarter panel pretty hard, and it was that. Not good.
I vote limp it to the hotel, deal with it in the morning.
Well, yeah, we pretty much don't have a choice. We woke up in the morning at the Hooker Hotel, and sure enough, the tire was completely flat, but that doesn't slow us down. We don't have a spare, and we don't want to wait for a tow truck, so we hit the road in the Cuda with a dead flat tire. Drove the thing 5 miles on a completely flat tire, but the Gearhead Angels shine upon us once again because we never gacked the wheel, and we were able to slap new rubber on the car. We got 4 new tires, because that's the way we roll.
Tires are on, feeling good, except we're suffocating from all the exhaust leaks in this thing and the holes in the floor. So we brought it to this muffler shop, who said 2 hours to change the header gaskets and the collector gaskets. We came back 4 hours later, and it leaked worse than when we got here. So now Dave and I are fixing it ourselves, which is probably what we should have done first.
Probably.
The end.
The end.
David and I proceed to take the next 2 hours, making it worse than it was when we rolled in, but better than it was when the professional mechanics had their hands on it. It still sounded like dog shit when we left.
We hit the road, and the exhaust fume deal is just as bad as it ever has been.
We got a pretty bad exhaust leak in the cooter. And we're basically suffocating while we drive. So I'm gonna hack up this 2-liter bottle of soda
duct tape it to the window frame, and hopefully get some fresh air blowing at our domes so we don't pass out in the middle of the night while we're driving.
Wide open windows, and still you need a Coke bottle funneling the 70-mile-an-hour air directly at your face so that you can barely breathe enough to stay alive.
We're in Houston. We spent most of yesterday getting tires on the car and trying to protect ourselves from carbon monoxide. But we made it late last night, and now we are headed to the racetrack, hopefully to make some nitrous passes in the car. And then I think we're going to auction this thing off to some lucky person. Or unlucky person, depending on your point of view.
What's going on here is a regular NMCA event. Street car racing, Pro Street, the 10.5 cars, all the greatest heroes in the country, including the guys from Hot Rod Magazine Drag Week, like Jeff Lutz and Larry Larson and Tim Reed, and they were just busting a gut at the CUDA. We installed that NOS system in record time, I think 10 minutes, like literally 3 people, 10 hands, everything like this.
We can't go home without running the nitrous to the thing, so we don't have an electric fuel pump for the nitrous system, so we're going to tee it into the stock pump, cross our fingers, and pray to God it doesn't lean out.
Tim Reed, one of the guys that competes at Drag Week, was cool enough to loan me some of his nitrous system parts, and he come over and helped me wire the car. So when it was done, it only made sense to go for a test ride with him, because if it didn't work, it was kind of his fault.
Surges a little. It definitely surges.
Turned around to go back to the track because we need to do a little more tweaking on the car. And as I was making the U-turn, I hit the nitrous button on accident.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Would you bump the button?
No, my hand's up here. My hand's up here, man.
I bet you bumped the... Oh, that's not good.
Uh-oh. Right now the bottle's leaking. I blame David for that because he tightened it. And we have no key to get the trunk open. So we're just gonna wait a little bit because the car is full of nitrous right now and not safe to drive down the road.
It's a good thing we had a bunch of extra nitrous bottles with us because we had them filled at North Star the night before.
We were pitted right next to Jeff Lutz, and he drives a 57 Chevy that's one of the fastest street cars on the planet. So when I asked him to help me stage the cooter, he laughed at me, but he said yes. And so I got this guy standing in front of the car, and he's waving me into the beams, and he's laughing his ass off because he's staging like a 15-second car.
Come on, baby.
110 mile an hour, that's badass.
Best date work ever, man.
Lutz is jumping up and down because this thing ran 1474, but at 110 miles an hour. And I'm doing the math quick in my head going, that's a low 12-second car. It could be an 1190 car if it had traction.
I went directly from the end of the drag strip back over to the grandstands right by the starting line. And the announcer was super cool. He told everybody that we were jumping on an airplane right now and to get out whatever cash they had in their pockets because we were going to auction the car off right then and there, along with all of the tools we'd bought and whatever spare parts we didn't have time to install on it. And people showed up for this. I couldn't believe it.
We've got $100. What do we got over here? $200. $200.
Anyone else?
$300 from the gentleman in the red cap. Anyone else?
$1,000 from Charlie.
Whoa! $1,000.
$1,200.
$1,200.
15.
Oh, the racetrack.
All right.
Thank you for having us. 1,600. 1,800?
19.
1,900. Wow. 1,900. Going once. He's checking it out.
2,025.
2,025, Doc. Nice round number. I like that. How'd you pick that one?
24. Big move. Big move.
2,500.
Linda from Sam goes 2,500. 25. 25. 29. 29. 3,000. Yeah. $3,000. Linda's got it for $3,000. Adam. $3,100.
Wow.
31.
Okay, 31.50.
31.50. Going once. Going twice. Sold for 31.50.
All right.
You know what the best part of this roadkill was? Think what didn't happen.
What didn't happen?
We didn't overheat and take the hood off the car.
There were no gauges. We didn't even know if we were
Oh
gonna
yeah, that's
overheat.
right. No oil pressure, no ammeter, no gauges. That's okay.
The
Junkyard
hood
car.
did stay on the car though, which is that's a step up for us.
Overall, I'm gonna say really solid roadkill. Took a thing out of the junkyard, raced 2 drag strips, nitrous.
My hands feel like I got into a fist fight with a cheese grater, and I'm okay with it, man.
It was pretty bad.
Okay with it.
One more bit of fun before we give it away. Ready?
Yes, sir. All right, you ready?
For what?
We're gonna go. Gonna do this now. Just pretend like I'm doing something here.
Basically what I'm doing.
These are tight. Yeah, that looks good. Just tuck that in right there. Ready to go. Let's go get a clap, David.
Yes! Yay!
Roadkill. No logic, no budget, no shame. Give us a clap, David.
That was a good clap with
Nice,
diesel hands.
nice.
Diesel adds the power.
Wow, you got some pop in that.
It is. It's the diesel.
I do
I'm
that,
convinced.
but everything hurts. Running out of daylight. I need parts. Hurry! Yeah, buddy. Don't be scared. I've searched the whole place. There's no back tires or wheels we can use.
On this episode of Roadkill, exhaustive scientific research to discover who makes the best cop car, Chevy or Ford. We're going to kick it off here at Santa Anita Park in Arcadia, California, also known as Paved Acres of Destruction.
We've got 2 goals this time around for Roadkill. Goal number 1, invent a brand new motorsport. Oh, I missed it. Oh, bush. Whoops. And goal number 2, figure out, of the 2 cop cars we bought, which one is better, the Ford or the Chevy.
This is something I've wanted to do for a long time. There's nothing cooler than thrashing on a V8 rear-wheel drive, full-size American sedan, and the ultimate example of those is, of course, cop cars. The 2 really killer cop cars on the market that you can buy used are the 94 5 and 6 Caprice 9C1, which is the Chevy, powered by a 350 cubic inch LT1 V8. It's rated at 260 horsepower. Honestly, I think it makes more than that. The Ford you really want to buy is an 03 and up Crown Vic P71. Making 250 horsepower, at least that's where they were rated. I don't think they make that much. These cars are sickeningly slow.
As usual, we surfed Craigslist trying to find our candidates for our testing.
We paid $1,700 for the Chevy and $2,500 for the Crown Vic. The Chevy is 10 years older than the Ford. It has 173,000 miles on it. The Ford only has 101. However, the Caprice is the only car that police agencies have ever bothered to restore from scratch when they hit the limit of their service life. And so I was kind of a fan of the Caprice. Finnegan liked the Ford, so Finnegan went for amenities basically, and I went for horsepower.
So on day number 1, our first event was a good old-fashioned drag race, and we didn't use any timing equipment because that's way too scientific. We just went head-to-head, side-by-side. Which car is better?
In the drag race, I predict complete dominance by the Caprice, no doubt.
Crown Vic, huh? This car's got 101,000 miles of chasing perps.
Are we gonna go on 3? Well, on 3, 2, 1, on 1?
Okay, you count.
3, 2, 1. Oh! He completely jumped me.
Yes! Oh, he's done. I got this.
He chickened out. He thought he was going to run out of parking lot.
Winning! It's all about the guy who gets out in front and lets off and claims the race is over.
Oh, I was driving right past you.
You lose.
Why?
I won the race.
I passed you.
No, I was already done by then. We were done racing.
Nope.
Yeah, we're professionals.
In the first drag race, I'm really annoyed because the Crown Vic left on me. I'm in the Caprice, and honestly, it has so much power and such a destroyed posse that it is just laying wheel with one tire, and he gets out in front of me. But I wasn't that worried about it because after the Caprice hooked up, it just freight trained the Crown Vic.
And we learned right away that the Crown Vic had a better hole shot, and when I wasn't cheating the start, the Caprice was quicker on the top end.
I think we need to go again because he jumped me and I still passed him.
I gotta figure out a new way to cheat real quick. This is weird. I've never been in the front seat of a cop car. It's like backwards.
Okay, you want to do the count?
Nah, you go ahead.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, Caprice wins. So in the second race, I had it figured out, and the Caprice drove right past the Crown Vic. It's a way faster car.
David kicked my butt, you know, once we went more than 400 or 500 feet.
Check it out, my tire is throwing off chunks already. So we're gonna have to tighten this up and get some action done. Armorall has this new stuff that we're testing for the magazine. It's called Custom Shield.
And what it's supposed to do is protect your paint job.
It's like a rubberized coating that looks like spray paint that you squirt on stuff and it peels off later. And not that we care about this particular quarter panel, but to test it, I'm gonna spray it on here, and at the end of our testing, we'll rip it off and find out if it works good.
Yeah, baby. Smooth. Now we can do burnouts and throw rubber all over the car and it won't matter. It should come right off. Not that I really care about the paint on that piece of crap.
What we're gonna do now is like a movie scene, lead, follow, reverse 180. Finnegan's gonna be pointing this way, I'm gonna be pointing this way. We're both gonna take off in the same direction, and I've gotta pull a Rockford and get through those garbage cans before he does. Then we're gonna switch it up and race the other way.
Is it illegal not to have a windshield on your car? Yeah. I'm a little foggy on that rule. Word to your mother. Let's do this.
Oh, that was awesome. I guess we proved that
I lost my mirror.
you lost your, no, not mirror, that's your spotlight.
I can't find the perps at night now.
Wow, that was awesome. I'm ready. The beauty of it now is we know that all we're doing is smashing through it for kicks. So I'm ready. Should I wear the helmet? I hate to even think how much I'm gonna own that thing right now. I might have broken my windshield. Oops.
Best day at work ever.
There was really no education in this part of the fun, but we did prove that you don't break the Crown Vic windshield and you do shatter the Caprice windshield. That is completely senseless and radical fun.
The rest of this deal, whenever we were road tripping these cars, we were in danger of getting pulled over and arrested because it really did look like we were involved in a hit and run accident.
Right now, I've got a water truck cruising around the parking lot behind me, wetting down the shortest and worst autocross course I've ever seen in my life. All because I want to watch David spin out the Caprice a few more times.
By the end of the day, it had just turned into mayhem and we were destroying these cars for no reason, drifting them around, doing donuts. And the left rear tire of the Caprice got so bad, it was flinging cords everywhere.
I get in the Caprice and the tires are shredded already. There's very little left. They look like balloons. There's fuzzies hanging off the side. And I only drifted this car in front of the camera twice before the left rear tire exploded right on command. It sounded like a shotgun went off. It was pretty spectacular.
Now it's the end of the day and we've totally trashed this thing with filth and even hit it with a tire. And we're gonna find out if the custom shield will peel off. Good as new. Nice. That's kind of like vinyl wrap. Not even the tire scuffed through it. That's pretty amazing. Huh. I like it. Tomorrow, heading to Boron to build the off-road track we've wanted to do for like 2 years.
Yeah.
That's the plan. We're gonna freeze our cojones off tonight.
Yeah, and only got a shovel about that big, so it's gonna take some time.
We're just gonna drive through it because I'm gonna go get mud tires put on that thing now that the tire's gone, so.
You get mud tires?
Yep.
Why didn't I think of that?
Crown Vic had 17-inch wheels on it, and the only aggressive tires I could find for those 17-inch wheels were a set of Blizzak ice tires, which were really soft. And David, because his cop car had 15-inch wheels, you know, on the Caprice, he bought mud terrain BFGs with aggressive-looking treads. This thing looked like it belonged in a Mad Max movie if it had, you know, a blower with a switch on it.
Check it out, it's perfect. I wish they were wider. They do have kind of that pizza cutter look to them, but they're aggressive.
I've literally got like skateboard wheels on my car right now, but you're still driving the Capiche. Not cool, no matter what you put on it for tires.
Using my phone. Uh-oh. You got the duct tape so I can shut my door? Wow, it's hashed. Ah, there you go. Cool. I'm a chump. Now that we've got my tires on, we hit the road and drove about, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours out into the California desert.
We both figured, heading out into the dirt, he's got the advantage. Boy, were we wrong.
It's getting cold because we're climbing out of LA County into the high desert here, and we're going to someplace special, a spot every grown man should go in their entire lives, and that's the middle of nowhere.
I'm gonna have to say that the Chevy's gonna have the edge on the Crown Vic in the dirt. It's got to, please. Or I'm gonna be humiliated. I could see nothing other than his taillights. I'm driving in dust. I'm just trusting him. How's that 200 horsepower treating you?
It doesn't sound like a Lamborghini, but it's still pretty cool.
That's the sound of power.
You got the hot air intake under the hood. Your
Yep.
sound's cooler.
I've got the direct dirt intake. Ultimately, it was freezing cold outside. We decided to call it a night. Finnegan thought we were going to freeze to death, and he had this massive, like, Brady Bunch tent. I called him a complete chick for wanting to be in the tent. I don't even think it was freezing. I built a campfire, hit the dirt, good to go all night long.
How cold is it?
I don't know. We didn't even check the phone because that's where the thermometer is in this decade. I don't know if you realize this, but we bought 2 cop cars, bashed them, drove them to the middle of the desert, and found
Derbied in the dust.
land that my parents got suckered into buying 4 decades ago.
And tomorrow, we're going to wreck it.
Derby tomorrow.
Yep.
You're seriously going to sleep out on the ground?
It's way better than being in a tent.
Oh, wow.
I think David slept by the fire. Did he like roll into it and kill himself? Damn. Stop snoring. No.
I feel like I licked the top of the bar after last call.
Ugh. My teeth feel like carpet.
When we woke up in the morning, the first challenge was to find where Finnegan's property actually was. We had the GPS on our cell phones, which surprisingly enough, still had the streets on it that had been carved in this place like back in 1969 or 70 or something like that. And somewhere in here was a 2.5 acre gem of property that belonged to his parents, so basically we could do whatever we wanted on it.
I think the air is just right for building a racetrack.
That way. It's right here, right?
So this 2.4 acres is
All yours.
all mine!
You're going to inherit that someday.
We're building a dirt track and we're inventing our own off-road racing series.
A dirt-ripping, thrashing course to put these 2 cop cars to the test.
There's a big S.
Yeah, for sure.
That connects back out to here.
Yeah, no, we're totally in agreement. So how do you want to make that? You want to just hop in a car and
Let's just drive it.
this is going to be fun. How long before one of us gets hopelessly high-centered on something? Once we found the right property, the first thing we did is both hopped in the Crown Vic to go and plot a racetrack. Yeah. This trunk is garbage, right?
Jump on it.
Nope. I got no seatbelt. Oh, dude. Big right-hander. Oh, yeah, this one's a riot. Oh! Wow. We're gonna get stuck out here eventually. No endangered species.
Oh, I haven't seen anything moving in here. Except us.
This is like the twisty out there.
There's bushes that aren't too dense, and we'd be able to drive these cars around 3 or 4 times and make our own track.
Yeah. That's gonna be so fun.
And it was going to connect to a high-speed straight section that at some point the power company had graded to put in power poles. All right, let's get both cars and do this.
Okay.
Here, I'm not having all the fun.
For the Caprice, I had found these really cool BFG mud terrains in a small size that would fit the passenger car. And I got them because they were tough, and I thought we were going to be dealing with a rocky terrain. It turned out to be pure silt. Stuck! Knew that was going to happen.
And he goes out there with his big old honkin' mud terrain tires that are way too skinny. These things are pizza cutters. And he goes out there, and I've kind of rutted up the course already, and he gets stuck right out in the middle of it, nowhere near flat, hard ground.
Not feeling so good about those new tires now, are ya? This is the part where I get stuck.
It's gonna need some snap. You might want to give it more distance than that.
I'm not even a Ford guy, but really, there's no denying the Crown Victoria is kicking the crap out of the Capiche. He's so far out in the course that when I drive out, I have to leave the safety of flat, hard packed dirt and go onto the silty stuff to try and yank him out. I give it a decent yank. He starts coming up over this berm. When he crests the berm, my car gets high centered. And we're both stuck in the dirt now.
Finnegan came in right behind me to pull me out, and of course the Crown Vic then also went straight into China. And so there we are with two cars completely stuck in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, we can't deny it. Ultimately, we had to have the video guys pickup truck pull us out.
God, we suck at off-roading. Now the good part, the race.
Cool, so what are we, starting line?
Starting line.
All right.
Plan is, I'm thinking we come through here at speed, right?
Cool, flying start.
Yeah, because why wouldn't you? Yeah. And then I'll time you as you fly by. You run the whole track, come by again, and I'm gonna stop the clock when you pass the garbage can again.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you your time.
Yeah, don't show it to me.
Yeah.
Just like leave the phone over there.
And then I'm gonna get in mine, do the same thing.
I have a lot of confidence right now because the Crown Vic, although on paper has less power, both of these cars seem to just suck ass in the horsepower department when you actually drive them. The Crown Vic handles a lot better and the tires seem to be working better. So I think I've got this covered.
I have to admit I'm a little intimidated. I think that the Crown Vic handles better off-road. He's gonna come through at speed. As soon as he crosses the trash can, I'm gonna fire this up. You can just see him digging in. There's more dirt in the sky than on the ground.
Oh, dude.
Right now he's like at 1.5 minutes, so it's a pretty long course. Okay, so I'm not gonna tell him his time. I'm gonna put that in my pocket and I'm gonna go make my run and we'll see what happens.
Did I win?
Now it was my turn, and I knew I was only gonna get him in the straightaways.
He was sloppy out there. I'm gonna show skill.
Go, starting the timer. He looks good, he looks smooth from what I could see, but in the middle section of the track, I can't see him running, but I hear the engine bogging down through the really soft stuff. And I'm pretty confident he's gonna lose this deal. question is, does he have the nuts to come through here wide open at the end of the race and stay in it, knowing there's a Crown Vic right there, his car's fishtailing, and he could die or have an airbag in the face. Oh my God, that thing's huge. Come on, you hunk of junk. Oh my God. Oh my God. Woo! He's going through the finish line and then braking and pitching the car sideways out in the desert. And it's fast. I have no idea how you did, because I don't know how I did, but I will give you this. You stayed in it almost all the way to here and damn near took out the back end of my car, man. That was awesome.
At this point, I thought there was a chance that I had beat him with raw horsepower and top end speed, but...
Okay, ready? I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Okay. Oh, winning! By, what was that, 3 seconds?
Not quite.
Oh.
What is it? 145.2 for you and 148.5
Over
for
3
me.
seconds.
Yeah, 3.3 seconds.
The phones turn around and I look and I realize I've whooped his ass by 3 seconds. And it's really not that I've whooped his ass, it's the Crown Vic has whooped the Caprice's ass badly.
Well, in fact, what we did was pretty unscientific, but we did spend a couple of days thrashing really hard on the Ford and Chevy cop cars, and it did teach me a lot. The Chevys are really more collectible. They're more valuable. They made them for only 3 years instead of for a full run like the Crown Vic. For an enthusiast, they're a really good car. Bone stock, they're really fast. You can also go with the Crown Vic, which is going to be way easier to find these days. It has a far more modern suspension system. The motor sucks a lot in comparison to the Chevy though. So kind of pick your poison. You want the better handling car, newer, more comfortable, looks a little bit cooler, you get the Ford. I came into this whole deal truly with my heart behind a Caprice. Not because I'm really a Chevy guy, but because I knew it had way more horsepower and I knew it was way faster.
You were into it.
I was completely into it, and I'm walking away needing to have a Crown Vic. At the end of the day then, we're gonna claim a win on the Crown Vic, right?
Yeah, Crown Vic's the winner. Sorry, Chevy guys.
Yep.
You lose.
Yeah, we're freezing our nuts off in the Yukon because we're on our way to Alaska in the Ranchero for ice racing
And hunting moose.
with the front bumper. Last time on Roadkill, we set out from El Segundo, California in our '68 Ford Ranchero and made it 2,000 miles into Canada with only minor issues, one of which was a wiring short that started to cause our lights to flicker. I didn't know this was legal in Canada, but apparently you can buy fireworks in a gas station, and so we decided to set them off in the middle of nowhere, which is right when our battery and our headlights died.
Because all of our lights shut off after a few minutes of running, we assumed our high output fog lights were pulling too many amps from the system, so we disconnected everything but the headlights so we could keep on trucking. We thought we had the car dialed, but when we got back on the road, we were apparently driving without any taillights. Now it's getting serious. Wow, 13 degrees. The Windex is frozen, the car is frozen. We didn't crack the block somehow. I was genuinely worried about that, but I think we're gonna be okay. Made it through another day.
The Alcan Highway never fails to provide awesome scenery, and I've done it both the summer and the winter. Winter is way cooler.
on, where's the animals?
You want to hit something?
I want an animal obstacle course right now. I want to slalom through a bison, a moose, and a muskrat.
And a bear.
Any minute now, a bison's gonna wander out to the road and we're gonna cream it.
Smack.
It's gonna take a fistful of Ranchero. It's roads like this that turn that 320-mile no big deal drive into a 12-hour affair.
I admire the guys who just hop on their snowmobile and crank along the side of the road here.
I don't admire them as much as I'm jealous of them because that's just fun. They've probably got like brandy and a little Buddha bag there.
They got their St. Bernard with them with the brandy and the little barrel under their neck.
Does that only happen in cartoons? You ever seen a St. Bernard?
Yeah.
I haven't. Or an ostrich or a bison.
You've seen ostrich? I was there.
Yeah. Well, that was the first time. And there's an ostrich. Holy crap. I've never seen an ostrich, bro.
You never have?
Look, buffalo. Wait, is that those are buffalo. Holy crap.
You're right. Have you ever seen one in real life?
I've never seen that or an ostrich in real life.
Have you ever seen a moose?
Not in real life.
Bear?
Not in real life.
Elk?
Nope. Very sheltered.
This is our first wildlife spotting. It's a little bit weak, but we're really excited about it.
That's a bison.
It's one. There's no pack running down the street at us. You've ridden that thing at the bar. You can do it. I now have a photo to prove the intelligence of Mike Finnegan.
It's like he's playing possum right now. Like any minute now, he's just gonna charge. I'm honking our horn, which sounds a lot like what I think a bison should sound like. Everything we touch works perfect. I'm about to teach the bison how to do a burnout.
Sometimes I think that Finnegan's experience with wildlife is limited to like mosquitoes. It's one bison. Little did he know that just half an hour down the road we were going to run into a whole pack of them.
Wow, those things are huge.
They are. Look, he's crossing the road.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't care. Another guy crossing the road.
Dude.
You're gonna have to stop.
Why did the buffalo cross the road?
He didn't like the Ranchero.
Like, they're smart, right? Like, he's circling around.
Yeah. Oh, you think they're gonna...
They're gonna circle the wagons on us. Pay us back for oppressing their people.
I don't know if you've noticed, but they really don't care.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you're right. They are circling the wagons on us. See this? See? I hate to break this to you, but
look how fast.
see, he's running.
They're running, dude.
Yeah, they're now
They're
running.
running.
For sure. How many stupid tourists get killed doing this every year?
All of them, I think.
Are we them?
Oh my God! Look at this one, dude.
Where?
He's right behind us. Look.
Oh, cool.
He's right behind us. Okay. I'm gonna go. Going. You go. Okay.
He didn't care. All right.
Oh, there's a little baby.
Sorry to be tourists. See you later. Yeah! Who says you need fuel injection when you have a carburetor? Okay, maybe it would help. For the first time, we plugged in the oil pan heater and battery heater. Not bad.
Hooray, carburetor!
It's a little cold. This morning when I poured the oil in it, it looked like motor honey. It was really thick.
If that coolant temperature gauge could go backwards, it would right now. Holy crap, it's cold today. So we've got a horn that the longer you hold it down, the louder it gets. We've got an ignition switch that only works some of the time. Headlights that turn off after about 5 minutes if you turn the high beams on. Air shocks that leak. Other than that, we're pretty good. I think we're gonna make it. I think this is the year that we get to Alaska.
Oh, jinxed us.
That was a bad one. That was good. Big props on that. When you least expected. This deal started in World War II when they were building the Alaska Highway, and soldiers, just to have that sense of home, would bring their hometown sign and put it on a post. And it's exploded into, like, I guess more than a city block here of signpost forest. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. All right, let's get back in the car with the heaters.
Did I just hear Finnegan chicken out? Yes, I did. I think I'll go do the same.
That's 2,700 miles so far in a 45-year-old automobile with a carburetor.
Which has given us no trouble.
In February.
When it's 1 degree.
You realize we're only 800 miles away from success, right?
You realize that we've already done 7 days and 2,700 miles?
And I haven't killed you yet.
It's unbelievable.
Nobody's died.
It's a long trip.
No animals have been harmed. No gas stations have been exploded with fireworks.
Yet.
All positive. This is the part where we get creamed by a bear right now.
We'll cross the border tomorrow. And then we have to make it to Big Lake for the ice race.
I'm gonna go drift this parking lot.
I like this parking lot. Yeah. Nice. Good one. Ooh, I like it. Yeah. That was quality.
That had style. Ready?
Sure. Yeah, all the way around. Ready? Yeah, perfection, except for a little snowbank action.
There are two things in life that I know without a doubt. You can never have too much horsepower, and you can never do too many donuts. But I cannot help myself from daydreaming about ripping around that racetrack.
Okay, let's get out of here before we get arrested.
All right, I think we're done.
When we just made it into Canada, the starter almost fell off the 363 motor, and now it's done it again, about 1,800 miles later.
Whitehorse has been the biggest city we've been to in the last 2-3 days. And thank God we're here because the starter's falling out again because the bolts really need some sort of thread locking paste on them. And we found a Napa, got that. We'll jack up the car one more time, hopefully reattach the starter permanently. With any luck, no more issues till we're into Alaska.
And then we'll have major issues, but it won't matter. Hey, Finnegan.
We're now to the part of the trip where I like to hit the reset button and just kind of clean and organize because I can't find anything anymore because Freiburger just likes to do this with stuff. And you see what happens when you do that. Yard sale. While he's under the car, freezing his nuts off and getting oily and dirty, I think I'll just clean up back here. I think I'm losing my mind. I don't know what day it is anymore. I'm ready to be done.
That helps a lot.
Best day at work ever.
Those are fully tight and Loctited.
All right.
And if they come loose again,
hook the battery back up?
Tack welding them in. No, because the starter's still dangling freely here.
You were faster at this the last time.
This is true.
I'm just letting you know for your own personal information.
Maybe it was the snowball to the nuts that sort of reduced the efficiency.
Just got to check the timing and good to go. Hit the road.
This thing changes its mind about idle quality all the time.
Rev it again.
It's like the weights aren't returning, right?
It's only 25 degrees, according to this. It's idling really fast though.
Yeah, it is.
So the deal is David's smacking the distributor and rotating it counterclockwise, because in a Ford, that's the direction the rotor rotates, counterclockwise.
So that's
that's
timing.
that's gonna retard the timing a little bit and hopefully stop this thing from pinging. Our problem is, although we have a timing light, we're not sure that the timing pointer on the balancer is reading correctly. So, kind of flying blind here.
We're winging the motor to like $4,000 setting the timing, and it is making some noise. So finally, this French teacher comes down to yell at us, and short version is no parlez-vous, Flowmaster. She told us to get lost.
They're disturbing the peace with their loud hot rods.
Oh, this is the honorary French consul. We got yelled at by the Frenchies.
Once we left Whitehorse, we really were at the most desolate part of the Alcan. We're only 80 miles from the border. We're this close to getting Alaska, and I don't want anything to stop us from crossing the border. So we've got to stop and blow up the last of our illegal fireworks.
That was 40 bucks.
Apparently it's too cold.
Got ripped off.
Yeah, my hands are
Oh wait,
freezing.
try lighting it in the car.
I have made fire.
Up the fire.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Gonna go out. Here.
Gas-soaked cardboard won't burn, 17 degrees.
I think he's just gonna kick the fireworks down the hill. Run!
Ah!
Oh my God.
It better be good.
Yeah!
Wow! That's loud.
That was great.
That was worth it 20 minutes.
Yeah, let's do the next one. Oh, that one broke.
Oh, that one had value.
We're partying like it's 1995. All right, last couple, we're done. I now know what true cold feels like.
All the locals will laugh at us for being cold at only 16 degrees. Did you hear that guy say, we don't worry about it until it's minus 60?
This part of the Alcan, this is like going off-road.
It's been like driving on a dirt road. Whoa, that was a good one for quite a while. I like Canada, it's been good.
I like Alaska better though, because that means we win 14 months of eating crow for not making this trip. We're finally gonna get there.
Don't speak too soon. 80 miles is big for us.
The hood is still on the car, even though we don't have a chrome air cleaner. I say the car is fine.
Well, it's because it has racing stripes. That's why it's fine.
Those add horsepower. I hope they let us in.
I know. Won't that be funny?
They're like, go back, you're wearing too much flannel.
Welcome to the United States of America. Yeah.
Turn the gear off, please. Ooh, did you see that? I just got retina scanned.
Oh, yeah.
You guys finally made it. I saw you on YouTube.
God, Alex!
You went to Idaho and got that old Chevy.
You're kidding me.
Oh,
wow,
my
that
God.
is so
And
cool.
you said forget it. This is the original car. You had it overhauled. You had some problems.
Yeah.
You
This
kept
is
breaking
it.
Down. I saw it on YouTube.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
That's
What are the odds?
unbelievable. That's so cool.
We have a lot to declare. Number one, we're awesome. Number two, there's 3 bottles of beer in there we forgot to drink and some leftover fireworks. I'll gladly throw all of it out.
This is the last one. You're in America, not California.
Oh! Best welcome to America ever. Thank you. That's
fucking unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Wow. We're driving down this road, and there's a guy standing on the seat of his snowmobile at the side of the road, and he's waving at us, so we pull over. He runs up to the window and goes, "You're David Freiburger."
But you ever been on a sled?
No.
Yes.
Go.
Really?
Yeah. Heck yeah. Dude, it's not every day Freiburger's in Alaska, dude.
We're about to go snowmobiling. We ran into some awesome people who traded us
They're much more expensive, much nicer, much newer snowmobiles for this crappy Ranchero. Not a bad deal. Here you go. She's all yours.
Yeah.
It does really good donuts, so you don't even need reverse to turn around. Rope over,
Okay.
throttle, and it's an automatic clutch, so you kind of burp your throttle a little bit to get yourself rolling.
Yep.
And just head across the road and hang a left.
We all met at a bar about 5 miles down the road. Complete trusting strangers who threw us the keys to machines that are worth 10 times what the Ranchero is worth. As awesome as a 100-mile-an-hour snowmobile is, we really only had one thing on our minds, and that was getting to the ice races the next day.
Months ago, we decided we were going to do this, and the reason was we had seen a YouTube video of action out here on the ice. That's all we really knew about it. Mostly import cars in 3 different classes, running all in one pack around this road course. And in the middle of all of that is going to be our Ranchero. These cars are racing, aren't they?
I have no idea. I don't know where we're going or what we're doing or what kind of racing.
I know the lake's frozen. I probably look like a Californian showing up to Alaska because these guys are wearing basically ball caps. Victory! Do I look like a California guy who arrived in Alaska?
Yes.
Yep. Perfect. We're standing out like a Ranchero in a sea of Subarus. Yeah, all-wheel drive everywhere, no muscle cars. It's a road course wheel to wheel. He said no body contact, but they haven't met me yet.
Time to celebrate.
Oh, that hurt. I'm guessing you were expecting that to be soft. Both these are in my class, the Focus, and I believe that's a Festiva, but I'm not sure.
I remember the commercial for this car. I remember the song.
For years, you will say, hey, remember that time you lost the race to the 83 Festiva?
That's right.
Without clarifying where we were, with your 363 cubic inch, 450 horsepower dart motor. Remember that?
Yep.
That's my future.
This thing looks restored. It's like brand new inside. The Skittle is gonna work the Ranchero over like a rented mule.
That's the ice. I thought it was a little further down than that. Considering I'm slipping on it with my boot, I'm looking forward to driving on it.
The only guy we had ever talked to at the Alaska Sports Car Club was this guy TJ. And just talking to him on the phone, Finnegan goes, I gotta know what this guy looks like. He said, I bet he's Grizzly Adams. And I said, no, I'll take that bet. I think he's Cletus Snow. And we got there, and sure enough, this dude is Grizzly Adams. And I lost the bet and had to take a snowball to the face.
I lose. Oh, it is Grizzly Adams.
David Freiburger from Hot Rod.
I
How's
win
it
the
going?
bet.
You
do
win.
look like Grizzly Adams.
I have to go take a snowball in the face because you look like Grizzly Adams.
That's cool. 3, 2, 1.
I didn't win.
We did a couple of warm-up races and did okay, but once we got out there wheel to wheel, it was a completely different story.
Now we have to grid up, but we don't know who's going to drive in the first heat, so we're going to do the Rochambeau. Oh! Oh! Oh, you drive. Okay.
Driving. Oh, here we go.
Wow. This is, remember, not a race. This is a parade into the race.
Oh, it is?
Yes, this is a yellow all the way around, and if we're bunched up properly, we get the green.
All right.
So you're just supposed to drive like this.
It's my first parade lap.
And
Is that green?
green.
Okay. Passing the Festiva.
We're racing.
We are racing. And I can't
see Jack. I'm like I'm gonna semi-pass you on the Alcan. Dive inside this guy.
All right, he's done.
Ooh, pass him. Pass him. You passed somebody. Yeah!
I can't see the corner.
I know. There it is.
Can I go? Can I go
yes.
inside?
Dive in. You totally passed that guy.
Oh, backwards car.
Guy's going the wrong way.
We just passed another guy.
Dude, you're owning this.
This is a yard sale.
Yard sale right now.
Dude, we're keeping up.
Yeah.
And you passed that guy.
I don't think we're gonna get lapped by the Festiva.
No. Uh-oh. Until now. Go all the way around. Let this guy. Oh.
Damn it.
Damn. Let this guy around.
Ice racing is frustrating in a two-wheel drive car. They really don't belong out there, and when you spin one out and park it on a snowbank,
You've only got 2 turns left, and you're about to F it up. Okay.
you don't have traction to get back off the snowbank. So you end up sitting there watching other people drive by you waving in all-wheel drive Subarus, having fun while they finish the race.
It was getting a little bit hot, and it's because the ice stuffed in the engine compartment was holding up the electric fan. We passed during the race 3 different cars, many of the time sideways. He was just like learning more and more and more every lap, and we were going faster and faster. It was really cool.
And then I unlearned everything, spun out, and those 3 guys passed me.
Remember, stay wide.
Yep.
It's a long corner.
Yeah, this one's definitely.
Rotate it. There you go. Right on. There we go. Use the berm.
No! Oh! You officially did better than me because you made it to the last lap.
Try reverse. You may get out of this.
I think both of us got a little bit aggressive, and while we did pass some guys, neither one of us could make it more than a lap or 2 before we stuffed this thing into a snow berm and had to sit there and watch the rest of the race.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah. That had style.
There's traction there.
That had style.
Oh, shit.
Oh! Oh, you're kidding me.
Already?
Did that just happen?
That's like the first lap.
That was the first lap. Actually, you didn't complete 1 lap.
He's just laughing at us. He's smiling, but inside he's going, "You chumps, get around the track. I'm tired of..." I think we just ran out of gas.
Are you serious? Oh, wow. I think you're right.
How come we've run out of gas already?
What was that?
Might be in gear. So we just figured out what was wrong with the car.
When the car fired up right after you put gas in, I go, that started way too easy. We
Yeah,
didn't even
we're like,
crank it
that
very
doesn't
long.
make sense.
And I got out and I looked under the hood and I could see it sparking and it was melting the wire right here.
This is unbelievable. We are pretty sure that we found the problem we've had with this car last year and this year with the timing and the lights flickering and stuff like that. There's spark jumping through the coil wire boot directly to the wiring harness for all the lights and everything. And it's gotta be what the problem is.
You got the tape?
It's gotta be.
Remarkably, we somehow took 4th place out of 6 cars in our class. And I don't know how that works because we only finished 1 heat out of 5.
It took 14 months, but we did it. This is Big Lake, Alaska, and we survived the ice races thanks to these guys, the Alaska Sports Car Club. Check them out.
Yeah!
Awesome. And they are our destination. Victory.
Yep. Sorry, haters.
We
We didn't fail. You know how I can tell David's angry? There's static coming off of his flannel, and his toque is popped up on top of his head.
He apparently is escaping from the work right now.
Canada.
Fairly dick-like to snowball me then leave, but there will be retaliation.
Good save.
Hand me the camera. All right, see ya. We're a dick to the video, guys.
You kind of are, yeah.
You do not want to lick my nuts right now because your tongue is guaranteed to stink.
I don't think we can use lick nuts.
But it was funny.
I don't think. He's
Let's
like, we
hope.
got nothing.
This time on Roadkill, we flew all the way to Pittsburgh to visit our buddy Jeff Lutz, buy this Monza, and cram 5 leaf blowers under the hatch.
What a dumbass idea that was. Let's go.
We're going land speed racing, and we need a car to do that, but we're not gonna shop Craigslist this time. We're heading to Steeltown Motors in Youngstown, Ohio, where they've got a bunch of muscle cars for us to check out. Figures we finally get to the East Coast and it's raining the day we get here.
They have good stuff for cheap, though.
Well, they have cheap stuff. I don't know how good it is.
It's good enough for us.
This must be Matt.
Matt, nice to meet you, bud.
Good to meet you.
I'm Freiburger.
Nice to meet you, Freiburger. I got the 78 Monza for sale. It's got the original small block in it, original 4-speed or the V8. It was actually built here in Lordstown, 5 miles away.
Does it do good burnouts?
Yeah, real good.
That's critical.
Has it got a posi?
Yes.
Really? Does good donuts then.
4-speed
it'll do
and
donuts.
posi.
It's cool. Yeah, check it out. 4-speed's unique.
This won't work at all. It's got 2 seat belts.
Oh, yeah.
We never
can't
had
have
2
that.
seat belts.
Dude, this is way too good for us.
Yeah, this already works. What do you want for this?
I'd take $3 grand for it.
3 grand? I like this. What's the story with the Mustang?
This is a 73 Mustang 351. It's a 4-speed car also.
That's
How
cool.
much is this one?
You'd probably sell it for around 15.
All right, next car. Oh my goodness.
That is cool. Look at the fast boat deal. I love it. Side pipes are genius.
Wow.
Oh, and it's a roadster. Wow. What year is it?
69.
I went to my high school prom in one of these. Didn't get laid, but it was still fun. Should I even ask how much this is?
15, 16 grand.
Okay,
Wow.
what's
let's,
next?
Let's get this. No, what are you thinking?
This one's even more rare. It's a 69 original Trans Am.
Wait,
a
this is
real Trans Am?
It's a real Trans Am. One of 600.
698.
Van Halen jumped with David Lee Roth.
So you want this one, that's what you're saying. I'm not asking, we can't afford this at all.
No.
I think the Monza is the winner then.
Yeah. I like the Monza, though.
Yeah.
The Monza's as good as this if you squint.
So let's test drive the Monza.
Okay. Kiss your tires goodbye. Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did. I don't think there's a return spring on the throttle. Wow,
Try putting
that
it in
clutch,
gear.
No, I'm in gear. The clutch comes all the way out before it engages. Look at that. All right.
That means
Still
it's
hasn't engaged.
shot.
Still hasn't engaged.
Wow.
There we go. We may need a clutch, dude. Oh, dude, she spins good.
In the rain. This is way too good for us.
It's very sticky though. Like,
Well, yeah, there's literal mold on stuff. Look at the interiors falling apart a little bit. This thing's bitching.
I like this. This is easily the coolest selling car we've had on Roadkill before.
$6 grand! Dude, this thing is money! I want to drive.
Yeah, you want to barely pull over? You drive it.
Seatbelts don't retract.
Why are you swerving? Why are you swerving? All right, let's go buy this thing.
We have to buy it now because we almost destroyed your tires and almost guardrailed that side of it.
It's like that on dry pavement too. Car's fun.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, well, let's.
All right,
Come on in.
pony up.
I have money. Thanks, Matt.
That means we can do donuts now.
What are you doing?
Dead battery or neutral safety switch or something.
You notice this happened right after we gave him
Did
the
that
cash.
price come with a battery or no?
You gotta be kidding me.
You know what? It hasn't been either 5 minutes or 50 feet.
Terminal's
Oh, there you
completely
go.
off.
Check that out. Is this a sign of what's to come?
No.
I've been wanting to do a Monza land speed car for a while because these are actually pretty aerodynamic. I know some guys at El Mirage and Bonneville who run these things that are really fast, and this one won't be, but it's good.
The graceful exit.
We still had a couple days until we had to race at the Ohio Mile, so we decided to run over to Pennsylvania and visit our buddy Jeff Lutz, who has a race shop and a chassis dyno, so that we could find out how much power we were going to make.
I think you can go right in the door.
We're here to class the joint up for you.
How you doing?
What's happening?
Nice car, buddy. Nice. This is it, huh?
It's actually not that bad.
Man, that is a clean looking car. Yeah. Little Bondo on the hood.
Meanwhile, this is far more important over here.
We just built that. Gear vendor, Rossler.
Spread port heads, huh? Does this make like 2,500?
About 35.
35?
Oh yeah, easily.
Jeff Lutz is a Hot Rod Drag Week veteran, and his shop, Lutz Race Cars, routinely builds hot rods that have more than 2,500 horsepower. Lutz's son, Jeffrey, is building an '89 Honda Civic rear-wheel drive and has a twin-turboed small block under the hood. Jeff's other ride is a legit pro mod car, a yellow Camaro that packs almost 4,000 horsepower under the hood and runs deep into 5-second territory.
Want to trade?
We make a good deal.
No.
Should we put it on the dyno?
Absolutely. Let's
See
get a
how
baseline.
bad it is?
You should take it for a spin. It's fun.
Yeah, well, I got to turn it around anyways.
Yeah,
go for it.
How do I get the feeling he's done this 100 times?
Yep.
Second gear, go. Made 144 to the wheels.
And 215 pound-feet, but you saw 15 to 1.
It was over 14 and it climbed all the way to 15.
Well, that explains the misfire. It's got a burn spark plug wire, it runs way too lean, and it has a ton of blow-by. We can't do anything about the blow-by, but we're gonna see if we can tune it up a little bit and make it run right and get a real number. We took the Quadrajet off the Monza. We borrowed a Carb Shop 650 double pumper here. Up, stop. This thing has a hydraulic flat tablet cam in it, and you're supposed to have about a quarter turn of preload on the push rod, and it had none. They were just sort of dangling in the breeze. This thing only has a 305 in it, but 144 horsepower to the wheel sucked. We also gutted the interior, found some drug paraphernalia, and spray painted the hood with some help from Lutz's son Jeffrey. And then it was time to hit the dyno once again.
He's a beast. 193 to the wheels with a 305 that smokes like a banshee.
Perfect. Yeah. Dude, we picked up like 49 rear wheel horsepower.
This is like a whole new car.
With no timing light and no jets. It made 193 to the wheels and 231 for torque. We need 200.
I know how we can get 200.
Morning.
We brought the horsepower. 700 CFM.
Each.
Wow.
And there's
We got 4.
Oh, we got one more.
Oh no, we got 5.
5.
We bought every one they had.
Wow.
$1,600 worth of horsepower right there. 2 years ago, I saw some guys on YouTube supercharging a Chevy S10 with a leaf blower. And I thought, well, if one leaf blower is good, then 2's better. So I bought 2, and we supercharged a small block in a Corvette and actually made horsepower. So I figure 5's gonna be even better, right? We should be able to make 4 or 5 pounds of boost and maybe 270 to the wheels of our little Monza here.
We know this is going to work from past experience, but we're dying to do something. So we're gonna rig 2 of them here on the table, wire them together right like that with some duct tape, which is gonna be brilliant, and test the theory. There we go. Yeah. Down low, it's much bigger.
It felt good. When we hit it, it didn't do the when it took off. So do you want to mock up PVC for more, or just go right to let's install all 5 in the trunk?
Might as well get them in the trunk.
I'm all in on this deal. Let's just put them all in.
Let's just do it. It's not like it's not gonna work. Our goal yesterday was to make 200 horsepower to the tire, and we just did it. We took out the rear seat so that we'll have room for 5 blowers here staggered. We're gonna go 3 and then 2, make brackets to hold them down, and we are gonna have to make a firewall between the blowers and the passenger compartment because there's gasoline in them, so it's like a fuel cell. And then we're gonna have to make a discharge tube that connects all of those blowers together and runs up the middle of the car and somehow gets through the firewall to connect to the carburetor hat.
Fire, big fire.
Oh yeah, that's good. Sparks caught his flameproofing on fire because his flameproofing was cardboard. And
Pizza box.
Then the cardboard caught the carpet on fire.
You want to stand by with the fire extinguisher?
It is truly the first time on Roadkill we've used a fire extinguisher. We have needed one, but this is the first actual use. Looking good.
Hey, you got your extinguisher?
Yeah.
Ah, sorry.
Ah. Sorry about that. You okay?
That doesn't taste good.
Is it in your eye?
It's in my mouth.
Oh, it tastes nasty just floating around. What is it?
All right, you got me back for the snowball, all right?
I did not do it on purpose. While Finnegan and I were trying to burn the shop down, Lutz fabricated the whole discharge tubes for the blowers. Finally, we were getting closer to finding out what these blowers were gonna do. We're running 3 leaf blowers right now. So this is the moment to find out if this is all gonna make it. We're worried that all of this tubing might actually reduce the flow to the point that it's only gonna run as well as it did with the 2 when we tested them up here. Y'all got your choke off?
I can feel something happening in here. And it's good.
Yeah! Here we go.
Moving it.
Nope. It made 197, but all the fluids are cold. The oil, the transmission, the rear end, so we're hoping that's where our 5 horsepower went.
I was down 1 leaf blower.
So that one's junk?
Well, we're gonna dissect it.
Oh yes, hashed. For some reason, all these superchargers are just not making the power. But finally, Lutz figured out the problem. We tried to fire up all 3 of these leaf blowers at the same time, and we would get 2 of them running, and they would make so much pressure in the pipe that they would actually be motoring the 3rd one backwards. And so not only does that mean that that motor is not making boost, it also means it's a boost leak because the pressure is coming out through it. Here's what we did. This valve right here is a ball valve, which right now is completely open. So we can fire up all of the motors and it'll just blow all of the boost out that hole. We're gonna then rev the engine up to about 3,500 RPM when the engine's consuming some air and slam that shut, at which point all the boost will go to the engine, but it'll be able to take it at that point because the engine's consuming air. On our last pass of the day, even with the blow-off valve, we managed to bring the torque up quite a bit, but the horsepower remained the same. At this point, there was only one answer: more boost. It's Friday and we planned to drive away to go to Ohio to the races today, but we showed up this morning and Lutz has this buddy who had a perfectly good 350 Chevy and he was sick of the 305 smoking and puking oil all over the floor, so they got the motor half out before we even got here. So I guess we're doing an engine swap because we weren't far enough behind.
We're finishing up the installation of blower number 4, blower number 5. Right now I'm welding together an exhaust system using the stock mufflers so we can vent it through the bottom of the car so we don't suffocate.
Which is new for us.
Blowers 1 and 2 through one pipe, and blowers 3, 4, and 5 through another pipe. And if you notice, we have cross flow happening here. They're exiting at an angle, so that's going to scavenge one side from the other. We're boosting our power here.
Ah, the look of horsepower. All our 5 leaf blowers work. Now if we had an engine, we'd be somebody.
A serious boost.
I don't know if it's serious boost, it's serious wind.
Wind, anyways, yes.
It blows about like a F3 Pro Charger at idle.
It blows.
It blows. Timing. It's going to be first fire on our new 350 small block. It clearly needs a little bit more ignition advance. We've got it running well enough to make a back-to-back comparison between the 350 and the 305. And the bigger motor, naturally aspirated, made the best power that we'd seen yet. 207 horsepower to the wheels. We're where we were at with the leaf blowers on the 305.
Right now.
The internet says this doesn't work. Go check. You can find out.
Oh my God, dude. 284 pound-feet of torque.
We've owned this Monza for 3 days. We spent 1 day doing ridiculous burnouts in the rain and 2 days wrenching, dyno testing, and thrashing on this thing. And finally, we're on our way to race it at the Ohio Mile in Wilmington. It is 8:15.
What time are we supposed to be there?
Now. And
we're right on time.
4 hours to go.
The gauge says 55, but I think we're going 67 or 70.
We're going 72.
The gauge is way off. The fact that we have a gauge of any sort is amazing. I think it's got a driveline vibration, the engine's shaking because it's running too fat, and the tires are out of balance.
So it's fine.
So when you combo that all together, we're kind of doing the Cabbage Patch as we go down the road right now.
The whole point of this episode was to come here to the Ohio Mile, which is in Wilmington, Ohio at the Air Park, and it's an event run by the East Coast Timing Association. Cars start from a standstill, and they accelerate all the way through the mile. And at the end, there is a 132-foot timing trap with a beam here and a beam here 132 feet apart. And the mile-an-hour number that you get is your average across that distance. One of the cool things at these events is you see all kinds of cars. There's tons of street rods, there's streamliners, there's roadsters, there's late model cars, and there's a Monza with 5 leaf blowers on it. We're dying to make passes, but we had to go through the registration process, which involved tech inspection.
Now, the duct tape actually holds it?
They passed us through tech, although there's some things that we need to do, just little stuff, zip tying here and there, that they want us to pull the radio out of the dash. They don't want the radio flying at us. The class we're gonna run is C, which is the engine designation, and then we're going to run blown, because clearly we're supercharged, and gas, and we're going to run in altered as our body class. What we're going to do is tape this all off, and it actually makes the car more aerodynamic. They had a record number of cars here, and the line was huge. But the good news about it is that the Monza was clearly the biggest freak show in the whole place. People could not stop checking out our genius supercharger installation.
I feel great. 5 leaf blowers in the trunk, and I've never done this before. What could go wrong?
36. Not bad for an utter pile of garbage.
Yeah! Best day of workout right here. Holy crap.
That's awesome. And they're yelling at him, they're gonna throw him out because he broke out of his license.
Didn't I say like 125 plus or minus 5? Isn't that kind of what I said?
Never heard the plus
That
or
what
minus.
well, plus or minus, yeah, the plus or minus is a little confusing. I know it's tough.
Leniency
Plus or minus, it's a complicated task.
Finnegan had to get yelled at by my buddy Keith Turk, who runs the East Coast Timing Association, because Finnegan was only supposed to run 125 miles an hour on his rookie path.
130. We're gonna get a license, baby. 135.
The next time Finnegan ran, he actually went 125 miles an hour to get his license, and then we moved on back to testing. We came back the next day and it was raining. We knew we weren't going to get a whole lot of runs in, so this was not going to be science. But we did stab Finnegan in the car without the leaf blowers running, and he went 137.15 miles an hour. And then we put Jeff Lutz in the car, and he bang shifted the Monza and ran 139.84. So we picked up 2.5 miles an hour with the leaf blowers. Was that worth $1,600? No. I'll say it, we proved that leaf blowers work, on the chassis dyno anyway. We saw these things pick up 20 horsepower at the wheels, and a little bit more than that in torque. It's all about the airflow, it works. But in the standing mile, we only saw maybe 1 mile an hour, 2 mile an hour gain, and that's because we spent so much time at high RPM where the leaf blowers are less efficient, because they can't move as much air as the engine is consuming. But in the end, we've got one thing to show for this, and that is the only Monza on Earth that you can use for drying the track. On this episode of Roadkill, we flew to Pittsburgh because we were tired of sun, and we bought this Monza, and we stuffed 5 leaf blowers in it at our blah, blah. Why don't you do one? Boosted.
On this episode of Roadkill, we prove the internet is right. Leaf blowers don't make boost.
I don't think you want to give that away.
Oh, no?
Do you? Why would you watch the rest of the show?
On this episode of Roadkill, we stick 5 leaf blowers in a Monza for no good reason.
Drinks are free, night core gaming mix, unity victory with victory claimed in this virtual world. Delight embracing the light as we make the night.
On this episode of Roadkill, we're gonna recycle a Toyota Prius.
With a tank.
Yeah!
The idea behind this episode is to do a shootout of a 75 AMC Gremlin to a new Prius. But you know what? Not everything goes as planned on Roadkill. I bought the Gremlin for $700 off of eBay, and that was like 5 or 6 years ago. I really thought that I was going to make a project car out of it, but life changed. I ended up shoving it in this garage, and it sat here for 3 or 4 years untouched. It's got spark, it's just very weak. It should run on ether for sure. The Toyota Prius is the hybrid greenie car that hot rodders love to hate. What I want to do is compare that Prius to my 75 Gremlin. See, when the Gremlin came out in 1970, it was sort of the Prius of its time, along with the Ford Pinto and the Chevy Vega. It was a small economy car, the first time that domestic automakers had really worried about that type of thing. But my argument is that as a hot rodder who wants to drive an old car every day, this Gremlin makes more sense than the Prius. It was $700, so I don't care what the difference in gas mileage is, it's gonna take forever for you to actually justify the price of the Prius because it gets better mileage. And from an environmental point of view, the Gremlin has long since amortized its manufacturing pollution. That's gone. Whereas the Prius is truly an environmental disaster when it comes to manufacturing. Hence, Gremmy. After dragging the Gremmy out of the garage, I spent a couple days working on it. I had to change the start rod bushings, threw some spark plugs in it, and plug wires, some brakes, but that's about it. Gremmy's good to go. I don't know if the Prius is good or not. I've never driven one.
My God, it's a speed bump. It's an egg.
It's got the old clean air access. That's so you could drive in the carpool lane because you were green to the earth, and so they gave you the perk of driving in the carpool lane.
Oh, so you can drive in the snob lane, essentially, is what you're saying.
Does it have a motor?
Does it have a soul?
It's amazing how little I actually know about these. I think there's an engineer somewhere.
That's not an engine, that's a barbecue. Look at that. This is for making your tofu burgers right before you go on your fixed gear bicycle ride.
Wow.
How bad could it suck? Let's drive it.
What is B?
Badass.
R&D-B.
It goes like this. Reverse, neutral, drive, badass. That's for passing people. If you want to pass people, you go badass. Wow.
I think there's no badass in the Prius.
Oh, it turned off. Okay, I'm going to give it some gas.
It started.
On the floor. Wait for it.
The Gremlin might outrun this. So you got to drive it to the gas station.
No. Rock, paper,
it's on
scissors.
you.
Son of a bitch. Come on, car, start. Oh yeah, I got to push on the gas pedal. Okay. Yeah, I can hear the engine revving. Drive. Come on, you stupid car. I got nothing here. I don't know why the car won't move. This is why it gets such good mileage. You never go anywhere. You can't make the car move. Mother. Ah! Come on. Does not go anywhere, but I can hear the motor revving.
Did you put your foot on the brake?
Oh, there we go. Oh my God, that's it? That's all it's got?
Today we're going to do gas mileage test from here to Willow Springs Raceway, which is about an hour away. And once we get there, obviously, all mayhem will break loose. Whoops. This thing is a 232 cubic inch 6-cylinder. The Gremlin was different than the Pinto or the Vega in that it had a base inline 6 instead of a 4-cylinder, so it probably didn't get as good a mileage. If I had to guess on the Gremmy, I would say it's going to get 14 miles per gallon. But anything in double digits, honestly, is good for me.
It took $31 to fill it. My truck takes about 90.
There, it's running out onto the floor. We'll call that full. 15 gallons, 65 bucks. This thing has a bigger tank than I thought.
I feel less of a man. I feel about 4 feet tall. I feel like I should be riding a bicycle to work and eating a lot of granola right now.
I feel like growing my hair out, listening to 8-track tapes, and smoking weed.
Yeah, you and your buddies should be heading to an AC/DC concert right now.
I'm thinking more Kansas.
Other than the fact that it's got air conditioning and a GPS, there's really nothing great about this car. I hope it gets really excellent mileage to make up for all the V8s I have in my life.
Are you ready for racing? Okay, on your 3.
1, 2, 3.
Uh-oh, I'm getting
Oh,
pulled
you're
pretty
getting
bad.
busted right now.
Oh no. Oh, this is embarrassing.
Did you even hit the accelerator pedal?
The beauty of street racing these cars is you can never get caught because it's not obvious you're racing.
When we're street racing, we're actually impeding traffic.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Wow, the Gremlin is weak sauce.
Gremlin is prettier.
I like style in my automobile, and this car is severely lacking in that department.
The Gremlin, meanwhile, holds the distinction of being the only car designed on an airplane barf bag.
Can you imagine that board meeting? Okay, we got this new car, and we're gonna call it a Gremlin. Yeah, that's gonna sell a shitload of automobiles. 1.3 gallons.
1.3. This took 2.59. So the Gremlin got 18.14 miles per gallon. That's deep double digits for me. That's good. Okay, so how many gallons in the Prius?
1.39.
33.8.
Wow.
Aren't they supposed to get 48 miles per gallon? Probably not when you're driving like an idiot. I can almost guarantee that never before have a Prius and a Gremlin showed up to do a head-to-head shootout at the streets of Willow Racetrack.
We already proved which car was faster going forwards on the street, but what we really wanted to find out was which car went faster backwards.
I like that we're about to go backwards as fast as possible when we're about 3 feet away from each other. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on, baby.
Wow, I'm winning.
Oh my God, I'm getting whooped by the Gremlin. Oh, speed wobble. He's crossing lane. Does Rockfords.
I was gonna pull a Rockford, but honestly, I had no idea what was going on. The front end of this thing gets real wonky.
You were swerving, you changed lanes.
Oh, it was so bad. Speaking of that tight front suspension, I think there is some chance that the Gremmy can outrun the Prius here on the road course at Streets of Willow. So we're gonna do both drivers, both cars, and sit in the timing tower and clock us as we go by, see which car is quicker. This is just my warm-up lap, and then I'll come through at speed. I've been on this track before, but I can't say I'm familiar with it enough to really know where all the turn-ins and everything are. So we'll do the best we can here in the Gremmy. Poor Gremmy. I'm thinking right now I'm real glad I don't have an oil pressure gauge. Oh, that poor white wall. It's dying. Come on, Gremmy. Go, Gremmy, go.
Looking good, doing about 50 maybe?
Wow, that was a weak starting line entrance, 50 miles an hour. That poor Gremmy. Brakes leave something to be desired.
Yeah, this is not impressive at all. We're 30 seconds into this first lap. He's only to the second turn. That's not good.
You know, back in the early 70s, guys actually did race Gremlins in competition, but they weren't a bone stock absolute pile of crap that had been sitting in my garage for 5 years. Oh, understeer so bad. Oh, this thing's a dog.
Minute and 55. Come on, baby. What do we got here? 156.9 seconds. Oh, and the brake lights came back on. That's good.
I've never driven a Prius before, and my first time is going to be here on a racetrack. It's fitting because this is a precision implement of performance.
That's one hell of a race car.
Wow, this thing's bad. I suppose it wouldn't be if you got used to it. It's just so foreign. Wow, this is bad. But you know what? It's faster than the Gremlin, for sure.
A lot of tire squealing for a warm-up lap. All right, here we go. It doesn't look much faster there.
Going into the hot lap, again, it was pretty obvious that the Prius was going to be faster than the Gremlin.
He's into turn 3 at the 30-second mark, which is 1 whole turn faster than he was in the Gremlin.
Halfway into the hot lap with the Prius is the moment that the whole show started to go upside down. I don't know if I noticed first that the thing was just slowing down or if I heard the rattle.
What's that rattling? You hear that? It doesn't sound happy. I don't know if that's the construction equipment in the background or him. Did we run out of batteries? He's going slower. Oh my God! It went 3 seconds slower. I think you broke it.
It won't rev.
Yeah, see, the barbecue's fine.
That sounds like top end to me. Well, I don't know. Could be piston slap too. It'll be fine.
Toyotas usually don't break.
That's true. So we better go challenge that theory.
I've blown up a lot of stuff in my day. I've never blown up a Prius before though.
But this is roadkill. We can break anything. To really give me the experience of being in a cab, why don't you take one of the long loops and tell me it's the regular track?
You ready for the cab experience?
Yeah.
Hey, move over, you moron! Oh wow, this sounds horrible.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. It's not smoking.
Uh-oh.
Is it running?
I don't believe so.
Something says it's off. Check engine lights on. Okay, now why isn't the electric motor saving our life right now?
Ooh, yeah. Dude, we're driving on electrical power. You want to see how far we can go?
Wow. Oh, it fired back up. We're going 30.
That's wide open. Oh, now we're smoking.
Yeah, let's make sure we're not putting oil all over.
Oh, dead.
Fire?
It's dead. It's completely dead. It's not even battering.
Well, I gotta give the Prius credit for surviving 289,010 miles until we got it.
We just put a window in the engine block of the Prius after 2 laps at Willow Springs Raceway. Gremlin wins.
By the next day, we had a new plan. We dragged the Prius all the way home and stuffed it in the driveway to get some work done, and we brought along our vicious guard dog.
Today, come on, there we go.
What started off as an innocent test went roadkill on us when a rod came flying out of the Prius. But now that this thing has 290,000 miles on it, it's clearly repaid its debt to the environment. So we're gonna do the right thing. We're gonna take it to a buddy in Phoenix who's gonna help us recycle it. To further humiliate the Prius, we're going to use the Gremlin to haul it all the way to Phoenix. So we have to figure out how to get a tow hitch here on the Gremlin with the receiver. This slides into the receiver. This is gonna attach to the nose of the Prius. So we also have to get the bumper cover off and make some tabs for this. Ready? Looks better already. Did the back end come up?
It is kind of heavy.
It's got the railroad girder in it.
We'll just weld right to that. I wouldn't say the dog is good to bring on road trips unless your definition of good includes watching Freiburger get puked on. This is gonna go perfect.
I've always wanted to wrench on a Prius. It's my Prius wrench. Okay, we hit foam.
Get some cooler.
Take that off. Wow, aluminum, not good. Why would that not be steel? There's no amount of duct tape that'll solve this, right?
No, we're gonna have to go bigger than that.
MIG welding the trailer hitch to the Gremlin, that was easy. But it took some engineering to figure out a way to safely bolt the tow bar to the Prius.
With aluminum bumper structure, double wall. If we try to clamp onto this or put a bolt through it like that, it's just gonna crush it. So Freiburger cut up these sleeves to go in there, so that when we bolt our drawbar adapter on there, good to go. Solid and safe.
We got the tow bar all hooked up and it's super pro. Finnegan is figuring out the lights here so that we're semi-legal. And we've got our iHug sticker on the front, so everybody knows we're taking this very seriously. And we're about to make our first test drive to find out if this whole contraption is going to fall apart or not.
Safety chains, trailer light wiring. This is as good as it will ever get the next time someone tries to tow a Prius with a Gremlin.
Mine, it's not in neutral.
Oh,
that's not going to last long. You want to try and put it in neutral?
We can. In the following cases, as the front wheels might be locked by means of the parking lock mechanism, your vehicle cannot be towed by another vehicle using a rope. We sort of have a rope.
One of the problems that we've had with the Prius ever since the engine broke down is for some reason the parking brake is locked up. The best possible solution always involves fire. I crawled under the front of the car with a cutting torch and hacked right through the axles, right by the CV joints.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
Don't kill us.
Wow, it's rolling freely.
Rolling.
Stop.
It's working.
Yeah. Hey.
It's working.
Here, let's just go ahead and
let's just go right over the speed bump.
This guy in the Prius is tailgating me bad.
What a jerk. This feels fine at 20.
To you.
I'm saying this works, dude.
Let's stop.
Okay, so the brakes are good for 7 miles an hour. Any more than that, we're sliding into the next town.
Wow.
You know, every time we do Roadkill, I have a moment where I say to myself, have we done anything as stupid as this before?
So we rolled around the block one time, which seemed like a perfectly good road test. 400 miles to Phoenix. Last night we made it 136 miles, and as it turns out, the Gremmy is quite the tow vehicle. But now we have to climb the Indio grade. I don't know how long it is or how steep it is, but I know it's brutal. I know this thing could overheat and we might be going 15 miles an hour in first gear.
Over here. This is where you pee. Come on. This way. There we go. There we go.
So I looked it up last night. The Prius weighs like 2,900 pounds, which is way lighter than I thought.
That's how it gets decent mileage.
And the Gremmy advertised at 2,600 pounds, but I figure we're in the Gremmy, right? So the two cars weigh roughly the same. The Prius has a 10-inch longer wheelbase than this.
Can I get a high five? No? Are you gonna barf on Freiburger? Yes.
Is that why you were feeding her that croissant this morning?
There we go. Puke on Freiburger.
Yeah, no.
I had a croissant and a banana and some cashews for breakfast. Don't lick me.
Here comes the grade. "26 miles of grade. We're doing 65.
Passing our first semi. Let's see how long this lasts.
On the wood. We're already slowing down.
It just occurred to me, we don't have a temp gauge, so even if this goes wrong, we're not gonna know it.
If ignorance is bliss, roadkill is just amazing bliss. We've done a lot of irresponsible things on the road before, and this is probably one of them. The flat towing plan was going perfect. We were actually hauling 75 miles an hour most of the way when we weren't going up a grade. And that's when the tire exploded. When you turn the cameras off, something happens, and this is what happened. We blew that tire, and this thing is so sketch to begin with that as soon as he went, he tried to correct it and spun the thing complete 180 right here. Here's how it went down. Right here, the tire blew. Almost immediately, Finnegan hung a hard left off the road. This is an embankment that drops about 1 full car height. And then we went sailing through this 20 yards of creosote bush. Right here is about the point where the Prius started coming around sideways. We pulled a full-on 180 and ended up right here. Looks to me like we got some sticks through the radiator.
Oh, it's even worse than that. Radiator into the fan, destroyed the radiator.
But we lived, and that's all that's really important right now.
We need to go buy a lot of lottery tickets right now, man.
We sat around for 10 hours in 110-degree heat waiting for the tow truck driver because they didn't want to come. They thought this was an off-road rescue. But finally, we loaded up both of the cars and headed to Phoenix because tomorrow is going to be a much better day. We knew Gene and Ken Neal from BulletproofDiesel.com, and they own this 1965-ish British Chieftain tank. It's 56 tons, and the Prius is going to be no match for that tread right there. The first thing they have to do here is warm up the 6-cylinder, 12-piston, 2-stroke diesel, and once that's going, Finnegan and I are going to learn how to actually drive the tank.
It doesn't get any more destructive than a freaking tank.
Those are called bazooka plates.
I've never driven anything that had a component known as a bazooka anything. What are these?
Those are smoke grenade dischargers.
For, like, stunning the enemy?
They're designed to create a smoke screen, so they'll actually fire out, like a shotgun kind of, so to speak, several smoke grenades at once.
Let's try this thing.
I assume this is designed for sandals, right? Gene and Ken are actually going to let us drive their tank. Wow.
This might as well be the last episode of Roadkill ever, because how do you top this? Oh my God, driving a tank.
Oh, smoke screen.
Driving it is pretty easy. You have an accelerator pedal, a brake pedal, and you steer by pulling on a pair of levers. You can either lie down and look through the periscope or open the hatch and look through the hole the way we did. Either way, you're protected by an 8-inch thick steel bulkhead that no Prius is getting through. The shifter is just like a motorcycle. It's got a 6-speed gearbox, and you shift it by clicking up or down with your left foot.
Second gear! Kenny Banks shifts third. Wow, we're hauling. So naturally, Finnegan gets in the tank, and the first thing he needs to find out is how fast it's going to go. The guy said that they had never driven it as fast as he did.
The best part about that is, I think I went into a place I wasn't supposed to go, but who the hell was going to stop me? I'm in a tank.
The bad news is that one of the rubber road wheels that holds the track in place actually came apart a little bit. But because of that, I'm going to get to smash the Prius.
It's the craziest feeling on earth because it's not fast, but you're driving it going, nothing is stopping this tank. You feel godlike, dude. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy.
Camera rolling. This guy's on. This is Prius Smash.
Camera set. Tank is go.
Hey, David.
Go for Freiburger.
Before we do this, I want you to know 2 things. First, I'm insanely jealous of where you're sitting right now. And second, I don't like the way that Prius is smiling at me. Run that bitch over.
Go for kill.
Holy shit, here we go. Second gear. I feel like I should be ready to duck. Holy crap.
Here we go. Oh
my God!
Glass flew everywhere!
Whoa!
Oh, that was awesome!
Yeah!
You know, when it comes down to it, we're actually glad that other people drive Priuses. It just saves more gasoline for us. But that doesn't mean that we didn't want to do our part for the environment and smash that sucker. I
I dominated that Prius with the Chieftain, but I know what the keyboard commandos are gonna say, that we faked it because this appears like a complete Prius. And I have to admit, it is still semi-functional. And we can't have that, so now we're gonna have Finnegan polish it off.
Oh, and the Gremlin, we're still driving it every day.